Eco Radio.
Radical Radio Collective.
4ZZZ.
Good afternoon, listeners. You are tuned into 4ZZZ on 102.1 FM, and this is Eco Radio, Australia's longest-running peace and environment radio show.
Maybe.
My name is Zack, and my pronouns are he, they, and I'm joined by...
Dave, my pronouns he, him.
And I want to start off by acknowledging and paying my respects to the custodians of the country on which we broadcast. We are located in the city Magangin on Turrbal Yarrabilba land. I also want to acknowledge and pay my respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are listening in today. Our radio waves reach Kabi Kabi and Jinambara country in the north, Waka Waka country in the west. In the east, we pay our respects to the Quandong people, and down south, we reach Commonberry, Nagaragwal, Wunanjiali, Wanjirabara, Yugambeh, and Bunjalung countries. There is no Crown land. Thank you very much to No Idea today for telling us all of the latest news about purple tomatoes.
And cow scratches.
Cow scratches, yeah. It's
Scratching cows.
Well, the cow's scratching itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very important that we get that sort of information.
I reckon that's probably the first use of tools any mammal has with a tool. It's just to scratch itself.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I suppose, like, we still
That's
know...
what I'd use. If I was to first develop tools, I would be like, what can I get to scratch myself with?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of bears and lots of cows, they wouldn't have that that shoulder flexibility to be able to reach their back, would they?
No.
Today on the program, we will be talking about Invasion Day, giving a bit of a recap on that, and then I suppose adding to the discussion with it. And then we will be giving a recap of the 2026 Great Cane Toad Bust.
The Great Cane Toad Bust of 2026, yeah.
Yeah.
We went out on Sunday night. We got soaked, but we
part of the fun.
We got a big bucket full.
Yeah. We're going to be listening to the Cunans with their song "The Sorrow You Are Drawn To." Up next, we are going to be listening to a collection of speakers from the Invasion Day rally.
Yeah, so I've just collected 3 small interviews. We can't play them all, but just to give people a recap of some of the speeches that were at the Invasion Day rally on Monday. The Invasion Day rallies across the country were held on Monday. One in particular in Perth had a explosive device hurled at the speakers. The device was supposed to go off on impact. It didn't. It was a dud. And the thrower has been charged with 1 count of committing an unlawful act or omission with intent to harm, endangering life, health or safety of a person, and 1 count of making and possessing a explosive device under suspicious circumstances, which seems to be a quite light charge, considering he planned, the attacker planned to kill protesters.
I feel like it can be pretty clearly labelled as an attempted terrorist attack.
Yeah, well, we were talking off air about recently a guy on the Gold Coast was charged under terrorism offences for a post he made what he said on a social media app.
Yeah.
And yet this guy is just held with making an explosive device and committing an unlawful act with intent to harm. I'm not saying that, cops should be charging everyone with the worst thing. Yeah. But be consistent.
Yeah, it's pretty clearly there's one offence here that was worse than the other. And And one is being charged on what they've said rather than what they've done.
Yeah.
It should also be mentioned that the person who was planning on, something and has been charged for terrorism offences, he has a He's has a brown person's name.
Yeah.
He is, not of Australian descent.
Yeah. And we don't know what the other dude is, the guy in Perth, but it was his defence lawyers said that he was attacking a class of people.
Yeah.
So I think there would be a racial disparity. Not that race it means anything, but yeah.
And that from what you also mentioned, Dave, that they have not released his name for specific reason for a specific reason.
Yeah, that's under a suppression order to do with him being in custody, and other people who are in custody might do harm to him. So yeah, it's a bit bonkers, and that's a crazy thing to happen at an Invasion Day rally.
Yeah.
So. But the one in Brisbane went off without a hitch, and so we've got some speakers. We've collated a selection of speeches from that, and
we'll give it a listen.
We'll give it a listen, eh?
To welcome us here today, as we do as traditionally custodian at our cultural protocols, I'd like to welcome up to the stage Mujidi to welcome us to country. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hello everyone. I'd like to start off by acknowledging our spiritual elder. This is Jagera country here, Jagera Nation. I'd like to acknowledge our spiritual elder that looks after us all throughout Jagera country. His name is Gupong, Galango Gupong. Gupong is the green tree frogman. Jagera country itself goes from right up there towards the range of Wetwumba to the Pine River, down to what they call the Logan River, and out to towards the Gateway Motorway. That's all Jagera country. Jagera country, Jagera Nation is broken down in governance traditionally into smaller areas, clan areas. We call a nation, we call it a Jara Kalanta. The clan areas, we call them Yilipi. There are many different Yilipi that make up the nation, different clan areas. The clan area where we are right now, right here, is Meanjin. People have to stop saying Meanjin for what they put a covenant over and call it Brisbane, the stain word Brisbane. Meanjin isn't everywhere here. Meanjin is the name of this clan area right here where we are. It extends nearly all the way down to Parliament House, just a few blocks down. Goes down to, on a diagonal, down to Botanical Gardens. Comes back around with Cathedral Park, right back around to Roman Street. Comes back around and meets up at the river. This is Meanjin Yilipi. Meanjin Yilipi, we have a spiritual elder that looks after us right here. Our call out to him is Chuchina. Our call out to Gupong is Galango. I've got to say that before, Galango Gupong. Our call out to our spiritual elder of this part of the country here, we call out to him, we say Chuchina. Chuchina Milpachar. Milpachar is his name. He's the one who's looking after us right here today. So firstly, I'd like to acknowledge them and our ongoing existence of our governance, our law. I'd like to welcome everyone here today. It's going to be a hot day. Like Brother Brett said, keep yourself hydrated, please. I'd like to acknowledge all the elders that are here today with us as well. And thank you for coming along to support this struggle, this movement that has been of continuance since that day, 1788, and Bidjigal country. Today, they call it once upon a time the day of mourning. Today is about survival for us as well. To not be people that give up. We continue to struggle. I'll give a little talk later, but this is really just a welcome to this area here. A lot of people say Yagara. Some people say Turrbal. Turrbal is another Yilipi over towards Kipera ways. The proper title for us is Jagara. This is Jagara country here, just so you all know. I'm a tradition owner, meaning I carry the bloodline of this nation. Our bloodline is called Bull. No bullshit, it's called Bull. I'm a Jagara Bull man. That's what we announce ourselves as. I'm Jagara Bull. So anyway, thank you a lot for coming, and we'll get these speeches going. Make sure you just keep hydrated, please. Your way.
We said earlier, Invasion Day is every day. It wasn't just that first fleet arriving in 1788. Colonisation is a system, not an event. It looked like terra nullius. Not that we weren't here as Indigenous people, but that we lacked the intelligence and the capacity to be considered human. That we were the missing piece between ape and man, which allowed the frameworks of frontier wars and massacres to dispose us of our lands, which enacted the Aboriginal Protection Acts to segregate us onto missions, reserves and stations, which allowed for our children to be taken away in the process of eugenics, which inspired the apartheid in South Africa. And I know many people will say, well, that's in the past. What does that have to do with now? Well, that system exists today. It looks like over-policing our families, taking our young ones away, resourcing resi care facilities and the child safety system, that ultimately when they fail and when the young people are excluded from an education, they end up locked in a cage as young as 10 years old. We know what violence looked like in this colony. So today, you'll hear from many people on the front lines who have been fighting this fight for decades. And what I challenge you is that outside of today, for the other 364 days of Invasion Day, what will you take from this? What will you action from the words, from the lessons that you hear? How will you mobilise? How will you come together?
What's today? What's today? We're not here to muck around, are we? To be honest, I'm outraged and disappointed with the fact that we still have to fight. Work 1,000 times harder just to even get a glance from the government in the whole of Australia. I'm disappointed that we still don't have the recognition and justice that has been long overdue for the invasion of our land, the genocide of our people, and the intergenerational trauma that has been passed down into our bloodlines today. We want what is owed to us. We want to be free from these shackles of systemic oppression, racial inequality and injustice. We want to make decisions, make changes on issues that affect us, that affect our land, because no one knows how to look after it. No one has that spiritual connection that we have with our land better than we do. My people from all across this nation, I want to remind you that we have powerful tools, far more valuable than oil, gold and diamonds. We have our culture, the traditional law and customs, our knowledge that has been preserved from our elders and ancestors, our voices that echo louder than a didgeridoo, to speak our truth, tell our stories, and above all, our strong, fiery passion to ignite the flames of change so that our future generations and next generations have a future where they don't have to go through the same fate as us. In order to do that, I ask that we use the skill of dialect switching. Believe it or not, we are all multilingual, communicating in the fact that we speak the tongue of our ancestors, the slang that our mob use in our yarns today that we've made into our own, the colonist language that was forced upon us, and technology. Whatever door we enter in, whether that be in our homes, schools, work, yarning circles, courthouses, parliament, and even the virtual door of social media, the internet, we need to get our message, our vision across by shifting the language to make people not only listen, but be well informed and educated so that they can't turn their backs using their ignorance and racial mindset, so that they see the importance of us getting what we truly deserve, what is rightfully ours since the dawn of time. We will get the recognition, we will get the justice and reclamation of all our lands back one way or another, my people, because this is and always will be Aboriginal land.
You are tuned into Eco Radio on 4ZZZ, and we just heard from Kaku Coco with their new song 31, and before that we played Ethan Enoch with Voice.
Yeah, nice. That was a little First Nations bracket
Very
of hip-hop.
Very appropriate for what we played on before then.
Yeah.
But if you want to support us here on 4ZZZ and like what we do, you can head over to 4ZZZ.org.au/support, and there's a whole bunch of different tiered subscriptions you can subscribe for.
You can subscribe for as little as $25. That will get you a pet subscription or an under 18 subscription. I like to do pet subscriptions when there's a prize that can be won, and I want to go in the running.
Yeah.
And but it doesn't add to my full subscription.
Well, if there is a prize that you want to win, I suspect this month it is not good for your pet. It is a 10-pack session card at TTB Fitness, which can be used for any of their group sessions, including specialty weightlifting and gymnastics classes. Though I will be quite impressed if you do manage to teach your pet some gymnastics. Yes. Yeah. What would it be? I think a snake would be quite good at like the bars.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I could imagine them swinging around like that.
Yep. What would be good at the ribbon floating one?
Is that a gymnastics?
That's gymnastics, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Probably some sort of bird.
Yeah, I was thinking bird, but then I had cat come to mind just because they like playing with
Oh, yeah, they do like playing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cat.
Yeah, cat would be good too.
Yeah, probably Mr. Stalin or some other cat-related subscriber.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to become part of the family here at 4ZZZ, the first stop is subscribing. Full subscription is $80, or you can go for a passionate, which is $140, and you get a cool T-shirt and tote bag
and stickers
that you see all the 4ZZZ diehards wearing around town. Become part of the family. That's the first step. Then you start volunteering, and then you become an eco radio announcer. Potentially.
Yeah, so we also got some texts in. So if you do text and are subscribed, we can read out your name, which is pretty cool. So we got a text in from Marky saying they are also the best bush regenerators. This is in reference to the Scrub Turkey community service announcement we played at the start.
Yeah.
Though to point out they destroy native saplings. However, sometimes I hit an area where I virtually have to do no work because it's all done thanks to the Turk Gobble Gobble. I am playing in Gravatt today, guys, just keeping on top of the passiflora and reducing the rest of the zigzags before they flower again later this year when it cools down.
Yeah, right. So we talked about late last year, probably around October, about the zigzag wattles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're great, they're flowering, I love them. Not native to southeast Queensland, or not specifically in this area, Currumbin Reserve.
Yeah.
Marky was saying how he had to cut them all out, but he did get a fantastic bunch of flowers for his family.
That's right, I remember that. It's very sweet.
That's very sweet.
And if you are a subscriber, you can also, again, text us in and request a song. So up next, we're going to be playing a song request from Marky, and this is Twerps with Dreamin'.
Good work. Good song.
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks, Marky.
So from the 17th to the 25th of January 2026, Watergum ran their annual Great Cane Toad Bust. This is a period where they really try to drive in community engagement in removing cane toads from the environment, with many community local events taking place. It started in 2021 and primarily took place in southern Queensland, but now has spread to northern Queensland, New South Wales, the Northern Territory and Western Australia. So they really are starting to close in on the whole range of where the cane toad currently is. And
they ran the cane toad bust up in Darwin. Got 1,000 cane toads in one night in one area at the Botanic Gardens.
As a part of this year's Great Cane Toad Bust, we hosted our own event in Toohey Forest. Before we have a chat about that, how it was, what went on, etc., I want to give an update on the total number of toads captured and other such statistics. So Watergum had set a goal of capturing 250,000 cane toads, which includes all of their life stages. So that means adult toads, tadpoles, and eggs. And as of yesterday, approximately 240,000 had been captured in total.
Yeah,
with
right.
70,000 adults, 134,000 tadpoles, and 33,000 eggs.
70,000 adults.
Yes.
Holy dooly.
Yep. Presumably, there are still some people who haven't uploaded their captures, or, if anything, particularly with the tadpoles and eggs, that's likely to be underestimated with the number they caught. And so it's pretty likely that Watergum would have either hit that 250,000 goal, or they've gotten it pretty close to it at the very least.
Did we upload ours?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to give a shout out to two groups in particular, though. So there were the Turdinators from Caboolture that managed to top the charts in adult cane toad busting, where they removed a whopping 4,000.
Oh my God.
Which I'm sure is placing a heavy burden on their freezers at the moment.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, their freezers would be packed.
Then the Maggie Toad Busters in West Point, which is on Magnetic Island, up around Townsville, took top place in removing cane toad tadpoles, where they collected around 70,000.
I didn't think about cane toads on islands.
Yeah,
that sucks.
They can tolerate like a little bit of salinity, not a whole lot.
Yeah,
but someone probably has brought them in at some point.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Congratulations to those two groups, though. You have now received the highest accolade of cane toad busting by being given recognition by the super famous and cool hosts of Eco Radio. So that's pretty. Yeah.
Much recognition.
So much recognition. So on Sunday night, we had our own toad busting event in Toohey Forest. In total, we collected about 65 toads, a lot of which were quite large.
Yeah, there were some big uns.
Stonks.
We had 3 other people show up, including us.
Yeah.
And Aaron, one of the participants, got this huge honker toad. It's probably not the biggest toad in this cane toad bus, but it was the biggest for us. It was quite big. The biggest toad ever is actually 2.65 kilograms.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think
it's the size of a cat.
It is. The size of a small cat.
Yeah.
I think one of the groups in southeast Queensland got a 1.1 kilo cane toad,
which is still very large.
Yeah, but interestingly, I was saying before that that Darwin caught 1,000 toads. The largest toad there was under 300 grams.
Oh,
so there's quite a big difference.
Lots of little ones.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Maybe, as they march further afield or hotter temperatures, they don't become so large.
I was kind of hoping for more cane toads while we were out there, but unfortunately our time was cut short as a storm rolled in a bit before 9 while we were still out in the forest, and we got kind of drenched.
Yeah, we got soaked.
Yeah, so the last sort of 20 minutes we were just hurriedly walking back while still catching toads.
Yeah, quickly, one toad to the side, one toad to the side.
Yeah. Again, many of the toads that we caught were quite large, perhaps because we were in a dry part of the forest, so removing they can stray further from watercourses and whatnot. But removing those large ones is always good, because those are the ones that are capable of breeding, particularly when they get to that size. There's not going to be much out there that's going to be threatening them too much anymore.
No.
We did have an interview from one of the toads, so we can hear what its final last words were.
Not its final words, but it's
pretty close to it. Its final public words.
Yeah.
And also, if you haven't heard what a cane toad sounds like before, which I suspect a lot of people don't actually know what they sound like, this is what it had to say.
Great. It's an interesting, trilling.
It's quite cute, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I find it quite cute.
Yeah, it's not like a croak or anything. It's
No.
yeah.
You said it sounded turkey-like.
It is a bit turkey-like. We played the CSA about bush turkeys, and in that bush turkey CSA, they played, I guess, a North American turkey sound. But yeah, it is a little bit like gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah. Dave, this was your first time out toad busting from what I know.
Yes.
How did you find it?
Yeah, no, so it was good. The size of the toads, really got me.
Yeah.
But also how dispersed they were.
Yeah. It's
Right, so we did a fair bit of walking. We probably did maybe 2Ks or something around the tracks.
Yeah.
And we could have probably done better in a backyard with a pool.
Yeah.
There might have been a fair few more.
Maybe. I think as well as there's a lot of benefit, particularly removing them from somewhere like Tui Forest that is like a native patch of bushland.
Yeah.
Even some like those native patches of bushland, since it's not disturbed habitat, they don't necessarily prime themselves for toad invasions a lot of the time.
Yeah, right.
So like an area like a backyard, that may be better conditions for a cane toad.
Yeah.
Because they can sort of thrive in that more disturbed habitat, provided there's like shade and water around.
Yeah, I guess this is more to alleviate some of the invasion for native frogs.
Yeah. There's goannas in there as well. Yep. They are susceptible to eating cane toads and then dying from them too. Although they
do eat them, I learnt in your Ode to the Toad that they do eat them and survive. No?
But sometimes they might do, but it's not... Yeah. You're getting mixed up. We'll get to that eventually, Dave. Okay. I want to thank Chris, Emily and Aaron who came along with us, and I hope they enjoyed it, at least prior to getting rained upon. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who went out and busted some toads. It's only with collective effort can we help the environment in this way. I do want to stress, though, that although the cane toad bust is officially over, that does not mean you have to stop catching cane toads. Removing toads in a surge, like we did, is fantastic for the local environment, but removing them consistently is even better. So if you ever get the hankering to bust some more toads, please do so. Yeah, do not let it be outside of the Great Cane Toad Bust. Remove your enthusiasm.
And do the fridge freezer method for euthanizing them. Yeah,
24 hours in the fridge and then 24 to 48 hours in the freezer. It will painless death.
Yeah,
they didn't choose to be here, so don't go around hitting them with golf clubs, or like the dead owl causes quite a bit of pain too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play my poem I did about cane toads. This is called An Ode to the Toad, and it's meant to, I suppose, capture the essence of cane toads in Australia, but also talk about why it's good to remove them and why it's, it's not all negative with them, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
It's negative with the toads themselves, but it's not negative in terms of like, oh, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Let's give that one a listen to anyways. In 1935, 102 imported from Hawaii immediately could be seen, all was not kawaii. In the sugarcane fields running amok were the beetles, but unlike Yoko Ono, the toad proved far less lethal. Yes, the cane beetle was up high, but the toad could not fly and was simply not that guy. To describe its eating habits using an analogy involving a country, I would call it Budapest the way its stomach is the capital of Hungary. So to satiate its appetite, native wildlife is eaten on sight. The native frogs that already lived in this abode say negative skibbity to the presence of the toad. Some wildlife that normally eat native frogs fall foul to the toad's poison and then get mogged. Goannas, death adders, freshwater crocodiles, and even barramundi eat the toads and don't resurrect like Jesus did on Sunday. The cane toads in Australia have evolved into freaks. Their characteristics compared to other populations is now rather unique. They spend less time as a tadpole and their legs are longer. Their ability to spread across Australia is now even stronger. Yes, the cane toad certainly seems to make everyone lose, especially between 2006 and 2013, like the New South Wales Blues. You would think that it is all doom and gloom, but there are three things that make me go boom. Some native animals have locked in and figured out how to avoid the toad's bufotoxin. The Ricali, keelback, and humble bin chicken give the toads a licking, yet their stomachs do not sicken. A quirk of Australian cane toad tadpoles is they are more likely to cannibalise, and this fact was used to create tadpole traps that lead to their demise. Lastly, to get adult toads like nuts you can always get bustin'. Head out at night with some friends that you trust in. Try to grab the toad with your gang, but if you need to, use your torch like a flashbang. Use stepped hypothermia to eradicate them ethically. They didn't choose to be here, so don't go on a torture spree. An estimated 200 million cane toads are now in Australia, and complete elimination is considered a failure. Every cane toad removed, though, makes our wildlife more content, and it is only positive for the local environment. I'm finishing off this poem now saying I wish all invasive cane toads were dead. To hear more great things like this, subscribe to 4ZZZ. You are tuned into Eco Radio on 4ZZZ, and we just heard from the Viagra Boys with their song Toad. And up next, Dave, it's a little segment that I like to call, or I suppose you named it, so you like to call it the Bushcare Round-up.
I think everyone likes to call
It's
it.
a Bushcare Round-up. They've been pulling out weeds, and then they put in trees. It's the Bushcare Round-up.
Sorry, I cut you off with that
That's
one.
all right. So this is our local collation of a few things you can do in the environment and peace movements this week. Starting off on Thursday, the 29th, which is tomorrow, at 11:45, you can go to the Seagrass monitoring at Currumbin Creek. That's happening in Currumbin. It's on Saturday, the 31st, at 6:30 a.m. You can go to Habitat Brisbane Bushcare Working Bee at Quandong Park in Ashgrove. At 8:30, you can go to the Gertrude Petty Place Bushcare Working Bee. That's happening at 26 Mount Gravatt Outlook Drive, Mount Gravatt. At 9 o'clock, you can go to the Bushcare Working Bee at Chermside Hills Reserve in Chermside West. And at 3 o'clock, you can go to the Bushcare Working Bee at DCP in Greenslopes.
On Sunday the 1st at 8 a.m, there is a nature smartphone photography course. One is at Plunkett Conservation Park in Yarrabilba. At 8:30, there is a Bushcare Working Bee at Berrinba Wetlands in Berrinba. At 9 a.m, there is Bushcare off Taringa Parade, and that one is at Moore Park in Indooroopilly. And then at 4 p.m, there is an online event called Why the Economy Isn't Working and How We Can Fix It. Purpose film screening and panel discussion. That one is featuring Dr. Tiana Jovanovic, who we spoke to last week with the Nina, the
New Economy Network Australia.
Yeah, so head along to that one if you got something. Well, you don't head along to it because it's an online event, but tune into that one.
Tune in
if you're got some time on a Sunday night.
Pause 4ZZZ for an hour or so.
Have it playing in the background.
Oh yes, yeah, you could do that. And watch the online discussion.
Yeah, so that one will be an interesting one to tune into.
Mm-hmm.
That is all that we have for Eco Radio today, though.
If you like what we do, head to 4ZZZ.org.au and become a subscriber. You can become a subscriber for a whole year. And, we are a subscription-based economy here at 4ZZZ. So like and subscribe and tell your friends. Yeah.
Up next, we're going to be having Jordan with Sonic Alien, and they are going to be having a chat to Vinted Veneer.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Jordan's always got the best interviews going. All the coolest people on radio go to Sonic Alien.
Yes, and we'll take you out with Wednesday with their song Elderberry Wine.
You've been listening to Fortune.
Radical Radio Collective.
400.